What up? What up?
Woo, we're here again. Y'all ain't got to look at our faces this week because
the camera broke.
our camera broke. Literally hit.
Lucky for y'all.
We hit play and the shit was like, nah. So y'all can't tell, but we started this mad late, mostly because of technical difficulties. Our IT department
real,
fucked
man.
up.
IT man,
Fired.
They ain't got a backup plan.
Don't worry, we making some changes. We will have what do you call that position will be redundant for you folks in the UK.
We'll be posting. we'll be posting a job.
Look out for that job opening. There's no pay and no benefits, but we are a fun hang.
And you got to bring the drink.
So if you guys are interested in being abused like that, let us know.
Absolutely.
Come be our cameraman.
Yo, welcome back, everybody, to the Carbon Footprint Podcast. He is Juan and I'm Sean, and every week we get together, have a few drinks, talk about things going on in the world, try to focus on things making an impact, whether they be good, bad, or otherwise. Hit him with a drink of the day.
Dude, I love Friday night pods with the drink because I've had 77 of these.
Bro.
Acting like I don't have to walk a whole theme park tomorrow. I'm going to regret this.
I feel sorry for you. I'm sleeping in.
Oh, bro. I'm going to be hurting tomorrow, but this shit is so good. We did, in continuing with our bourbon smashes that we, last week we had one too.
And the in-season fruit.
In-season fruit, man. We did a raspberry bourbon smash this week. So in a cocktail shaker, you're going to muddle about 4 or 5 raspberries, 4 or 5 mint leaves, add 3/4 ounce of simple syrup, 1/2 ounce of lemon juice, muddle that real nice, add in the ice, add in 2 ounces of bourbon or more, depending on how you feel, depending on how upset your family made you that day, whatever, how rough of a day you had at work, et cetera, et cetera. 2 ounces to 2.5, shake that up real nice, pour it in a rock glass filled with ice, and garnish with a cracked mint, man. And this thing is delicious. It's good. The raspberry is so subtle, it's never too sweet.
Yeah.
And so I think the struggle with this one is like, how do you make it sweet enough? And it's really
so
simple
sweet to
syrup.
taste, yeah.
But it's good. Like I prefer the bourbon smash, like the alcohol forward taste. So I like it, but you could even drop that down a 1/2 ounce if you want to taste the bourbon more of the simple syrup. But I think the 3/4 gives it a good balance.
That's good, man. And this week, man, happy birthday to you, brother.
Thank you, man.
And you made another year. Another year around the sun.
Yeah, last year in my 30s, man.
Yeah.
I'm having like a midlife crisis appetizer. So we'll see.
Let me tell you, man, when I was your age,
back in those days,
when I was your age,
gas was 97 cents a gallon.
We planned, a year later for my 40th, right? We planned, that's when we went to go see the Mayweather fight.
Yeah, man, we were in Vegas for your 40th.
Man.
That was for your 40th?
That was my 40th, man.
We got to plan something for my 40th, man. I don't know. Yeah, it's funny. I had a rough go at 30. I don't feel no type of way yet about 40, but 30 hit me hard.
Really?
30 hit me really hard.
Mentally?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it either. Like, because I normally don't give a shit about my
30
birthday.
30's young as fuck.
It is, but there was something about 30, man, where you look at your life, and I was like really like introspective.
I feel like my life started at 30.
Oh man, I think I had these expectations of my life by the time I'd hit 30.
Oh wow!
And I was super introspective. Like I got to that point in time, and I realized I felt like I hadn't like achieved any of those goals that I had set for myself.
Okay.
Yeah. Like on the outside looking in, I think if I looked at it, I'm like, I was doing fine. But I had set these goals in my head that I didn't feel like I'd gotten to. And I felt like more times than not, I hadn't gotten to them.
Yeah.
And just I spiraled, man. I think it was rough. It was definitely rough. But I don't think it was rough, but I don't necessarily think it was bad. I think it's like almost like a bitch check of like, hey man, are you doing what you said you were going to be doing? And it's not why. You know what I mean? Like it was, because it wasn't all bad. It was just like, I couldn't even be mad about not hitting certain things. Cause it was like, yo, what'd you put in the work? Or what'd you do to get to that? Or what'd you, so it wasn't even like, I didn't get there and I was like blaming outside factors. It was like, I didn't get there. And like, obviously a lot of it is on me. And there was a lot of things. Some of it isn't even like you get there. Some of it is just, you're just looking at your circumstance and going like, I wasn't expecting to be here. I wasn't expecting. And I wasn't expecting it at all. I hadn't given it any thought, man. There's something about that just.
That's weird, man, because
it's weird.
I did, I had 4 years of my 20s taken up by being in the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
And then it was like, so when I got out of the Marine Corps, it was like, okay, well now I'm gonna, now I need to buy a house. And now I need to see how I'm gonna like afford this house, right? So I'm a guy without a degree or anything, man, and sort of like unskilled labor, right?
Yeah.
And then it was like, okay, well, after a few years of that, it was like I gotta go back to school, take advantage of this GI Bill. So then, dude, at 30, I'm graduating from college.
Same.
You know what I'm saying?
But
No, but
nah.
like it was like I'm graduating from college with, with my degree at that time, and then also going like, oh shit, like I want to have kids.
Yeah.
And so for me, it was almost like my sort of like career started, I guess, like around 30.
Yeah.
And so, but man, looking back, man, and I didn't have any like revelations of or any sort of regrets of what I had done before that, because Marine Corps was phenomenal. And so I would never trade those 4 years for anything. But I do feel like, especially looking at my kids now and how they're going through college and stuff, I'm going like, man, they're 18, like, man, 30, like they're 18, 30, I still think is young as fuck.
Yeah, no, and you're right. It's just yeah,
But
man.
just like you said, it's just personal.
It was just personal.
It's perspective, bro.
And some of it wasn't even like, I don't want to call it realistic or unrealistic or whatever, because your timeline's your timeline, and your goals are your goals, and like you couldn't tell me at that time that I was setting unrealistic expectation. But even like, man, I looked at everything like I love my kids, and I wanted like 5 of them. And I remember even thinking about that at the time, being like, man, I got 2, and I wanted like 5. And
oh, so that was one of the things that was sort of
yeah,
like
I want
this,
a
like a
lot,
disappointment.
dude. I want a lot, and then not only that, like, and in some ways, I'm very much like on trend for like that part where I was like, man, I want kids, and I wanted to be my early 40s, early to mid 40s. I wanted to be, my kids are grown. I'm at the peak of my money making years.
Yeah.
I can, I can go and then go do all the, because like I had kids young, and people be like, oh, you didn't have any fun, you didn't get to travel, you didn't get to do all that stuff, and I'm like, I'll gladly flip that for the opportunity to be able to enjoy time with my kids, like being able to play sports with them, and being able to like walk theme parks all day, being able to like, and not like struggling to do that stuff.
Right.
But then at the same time, on the tail end, being like, I'm still young enough to where I can go enjoy life, and now I have the disposable income to like actually
To
do
really
shit.
do shit.
And so, like, from that perspective, I was like, man, my timeline's like pretty good. But it was also like, man, I wanted 3 more. Yeah, I had like 2, and it was just like,
Now looking back, do you still think that, or you just go like, nah, no, I didn't? Because I wanted 5 kids.
yeah,
I did. Like that was my number 2, which is actually funny, man. Like,
I'm not like bummed out about it, but I still kind of would have like wanted to like, I like the idea of like Christmas morning, Thanksgiving dinner. I think about me being 60 years old and being like, my house full of like 5 kids, and then who knows what their kids are and stuff. And like, and then looking at that and being like, man, all these people came from like, this is like
it's from me.
And from like you're building this legacy in this generation that's to come, kind of thing, man.
Dude,
Yeah.
I wanted 5 until I had 3. And then after the 3rd one, I go like, yeah, like that's good.
One of those was a oops. You want to tell them which one?
I think he knows.
I'm fucking with you. If you listen.
Like, we didn't even think we could have you.
Like you were a super whoops. And we didn't think it was medically possible. Nah, we fucking with you. I want them to feel bad.
No, man, I love, man. My boys. I hope they all feel love, man, because
man,
they're showing it, man.
Same, man.
So
I love my kids. I'll
and not for nothing, bro. Fuck that shit. I be patting myself on the back. I be like, especially when they be complaining about dumb shit. I'm like,
I did a
good job, Dad.
Yeah, no, same, man.
Because when the Wi-Fi is out, that's the fucking
that's the worst part about their day.
Fuck,
you're so right, man.
I did my goddamn job.
Yeah, like I have zero. Like I love my kids to death, man. So like, I zero, and they're so funny, and they're at this stage now where it's like really cool to talk to them,
absolutely, man.
And like they talk
they
about
teach you
stuff,
shit,
and they teach you, yeah, man, and like they're it's weird, right? Because they're coming into their own as far as like young adults and all this stuff, or or teenagers, young teenagers rather, and it's very cool now to see like they have real thoughts and that are formulated behind like or real opinions, and they're formulated around real thoughts, and it's cool to listen to them and just see like the world from their eyes. And you forget sometimes too, man, that you were like like there's this innocence that comes with that, where there's such a matter of factness about life that you get from kids, where like, you know, so like we tend to overcomplicate things, or not even, I don't want to say overcomplicate things, but we look at life like so multi-layered, and sometimes
Yeah, it's different lenses.
yeah, and kids have this way of like really simplifying things where you're just like, oh yeah, you're so right. You know, it's just like I'm over here
You're
thinking
like,
about
yeah,
this.
yeah, it is stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, like yeah, you ever had your kid tell you something
You're
like,
like,
but why? And you
yeah.
can't really answer them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you're just like, fuck. Yeah.
I don't know.
And then now I'm in too deep, so I don't want to admit to you that this is stupid. So now I got to sell you on this. But and the toxic trend continues. But what is
All right, man. Yo, carbon footprint of the week.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
Yo, might be the most given carbon footprint in the history of this pod. Might be the individual.
Man, that might be. It's either him or Trump.
Yo, you know what? Fuck you, right? I didn't even think about that, bro.
Elon.
Trump. Oh,
yeah,
Elon. We'll have to go back and do a thing, right? Like, yeah, who's gotten it the most? Yeah.
Compliment of the week is going out to Bad Bunny. And for those of you who, and I know maybe a lot of you maybe are not Bad Bunny fans, and that's fine. Bad Bunny put on his last concert, right? For the residency.
Yeah. And it was a surprise one. Like he wasn't even supposed to do this one.
Oh, is that right?
Or maybe he was always supposed to. Well, the last one was supposed to be the Sunday before or whatever. Okay. And then like Tuesday, he goes, fuck it, let's do one more. And then he drops like, or Monday he says that.
So he does this concert in Puerto Rico. It's hosted on Amazon Prime. So if you missed it, I think it's still on.
Yeah, you can go back and watch it.
You can still go back and watch it. What a phenomenal concert. I mean, I had already heard about how, you know, how he was impacting the sort of the economy in Puerto Rico. But this concert, man, and again, I don't know if they were all like this, or this is, you know, if we just saw the last one of many. But it was so cool, man. Like watching him it wasn't just him on stage. Like he had this whole Puerto Rico look of the stage where he's like in the mountain, you know, amongst like the flamboyant trees, which is the green trees with like the red flowers. Like, you know, I got a big one in my front yard, man. And you know, he does this, and at one point in the concert, he's doing almost like a house party.
Yeah,
which is funny,
casita,
man.
Bro, the casita.
When he's fucking doing the house party, I'm going, yo, that's every house party that I've ever been to.
Every Puerto Rican house party
doesn't end.
It doesn't end.
No motherfuckers don't know when to leave.
It'd be 5 a.m. And every non-Puerto Rican friend of yours like, yo, what time is this over? They just take a shot to that move, hoping for the best, bro. Yeah, man.
And dude, it's just like you know, the house parties, and if you're Hispanic, right, or if you've been around Hispanics, it's just like it's the house party that, you know, when you think it's over, it's like the next song comes out or the next round of shots come out,
and then you forget there's still good songs.
Yeah,
and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah. And bro, the even you know, I've been at house parties where it's fucking 4 a.m. and people are just like, all right, man, we're gonna get out of here. And then somebody goes, yo, you want coffee?
Oh, yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it just like watching the concert, first of all, like,
and now you gotta brew 17 batches with yeah, bro, you gotta wait there 4 hours to get your coffee cup. Yeah, man.
Dude, but the concert, man, like he brought out so many like Puerto Rican artists, like up and coming. He also towards the end brings out Mark Anthony.
Yeah, bro, yeah. But he did that through the whole tour, man. He brought legends and he brought young kids, and he brought, and it's funny, man, Mark Anthony was the one person that people were like, yo, no Mark Anthony? Like, really?
Oh,
like, no Mark
right.
And he saved it for this because, like, you know, Mark Anthony's
a legend, bro.
Legend in Puerto Rico, legend to salsa music, legend to, you know, like music in general, you know, and you would go, man, if you're doing a celebration of Puerto Rico. I also love that he did that song with Mark Anthony. That he did Preciosa, that he did the Puerto Rico song, because it was like, it for those that don't know, obviously you guys are lost, like Preciosa is like this song Mark Anthony does. It's like 20 years old, probably more. It's a love letter to Puerto Rico, the song. And it's like, it's such a good, just a phenomenal song. But you forget that it's out there, and as he's singing it, you get this like overwhelming pride of like being from there, and this like, and even if you're not, I'd imagine, like I've heard this with other people before, and when you're just like, fuck yeah, I want to go, you know what I mean? Like, and it was so cool, man. And I know I've fucking talked about this ad nauseum. I had like the worst FOMO about this. Like I've never felt worse about missing something in
Missing
my life.
something.
Yeah, man.
Dude,
And
I can see why. I can see why you would say that.
part of me wonders, like, you know, maybe given us the carbon footprint, part of me wonders is like, is this, can this, and maybe this is the business person in me and things, but like, I feel like this was so good that you could potentially make this like a Coachella thing where you just go, we're just going to do this every year and we're just going to invite artists. They don't necessarily have to be Puerto Rican, but it's going to happen in Puerto Rico. And we're just going to take this
That's a good
month
idea.
and you're going to, or two. Yeah, I'm hoping that's what they do with this and they build on what he did.
Idea.
Because I go, man, do you just make Puerto Rico like, you know what? Fuck it. For July and August and September, or for August, September, you know, whatever, we're going to make Puerto Rico the go-to destination for concerts or whatever. And because what he did was he just did it every weekend for like 3 months, right? Like
it was 30 concerts.
Yeah,
bro.
man. So it's like you could get away with that, and you could just ask artists to do that shit, and you could go, I need to cover Friday, Saturday, Sunday for 3 months, and you could. And yeah, it'd be awesome if you just did it with Puerto Rican artists. I think people would still do that. But I think you could turn this potentially into like a festival where you just go, we're just gonna invite fucking everybody. And you'll bring so much tourism and so on. Because I think the part of this that stood out for me is like I think to like put a bow on the whole, because we gave Bad Bunny like a carbon footprint for announcing this initially.
Yes.
And I think the part of this, like you said, it was like the actual concert was just, so I hated the audio portion of it in terms of like how they get the vocals through, but everything else sounded phenomenal.
What did you
I think the vocals, whoever did the audio, maybe this is because I worked in the fucking company before that did audio for like concerts and live feeds and that sort of thing, is like they didn't pipe the audio in right. So
dude,
like,
I felt like so I had it on like the surround sound at the house. Dude, I thought it was phenomenal. Like,
yeah,
again,
maybe it was my surround sound, or maybe it was my TV.
dude, but or maybe it's just like you, because you kind of worked in that for a while and you kind of know maybe what it should sound like. But for the, I don't know, for the casual fan, man, like, a couple of things. The audio for me came through phenomenal. Now, Bad Bunny is like the mumble rapper.
Yeah, he's Future for
right. Yeah. So, but I love it, right? So, and I don't even understand that much Spanish, and I speak even less. And bro, I was mesmerized for 3+ hours.
You don't even
watching
this
shit,
bro.
I don't even understand. And it's just like, I mean, and I knew, like, I follow his music, so I knew a lot of the songs, but dude, just like everything, the dancing, right? So I'm at one point, like, my wife goes, yo, people from other countries gonna watch this and be like, yo, these fucking Puerto Ricans, what, they out there like fucking on
yeah,
right?
Yes, we are.
And like, what's going on over there?
Yes, we are.
It's like, I gotta go to that island. It's fucking,
How do you think we learn how to fuck?
it's fucking hedonism over there. What's going on?
We've been dancing reggaeton since we could walk. We were crawling, just fucking humping the ground. How you think we got good at it when we got older? That's why people in Puerto Rico have 47 kids.
But it was so cool, man. And I just thought, like, I think, obviously we'll talk about how much financial impact he had, but I go from a cultural standpoint, I could really see them like erecting a statue of this guy at some point.
Oh,
somewhere.
yeah, absolutely. Dude, and I think, man, and this is something that I experienced, I think, throughout this run, and throughout the run he has had over the last, few years, is there's like a renewed pride in being from the island now.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I think it's always there, but you like almost need this reminder of, and I think what I loved about this is like, he didn't just do like the trap, and he didn't just do the reggaeton, like, and he did salsa, and like, and you can critique his salsa and his voice and whatever, like, people want to say.
I love
At
it.
the end of the day, yeah, he did it, he loved it, and dude, there's a great interview from like 2017, like when he was first popping off, where he goes, yo, what I love about music is that the possibilities are endless. Like, I can do salsa like the music, and lyrically I can sound like me, and it's still salsa, and it's still, it's still music, and it's a different thing. And some people aren't going to like it, but it doesn't make it any less music. And he's like, music just like there's no box, right? Like, it's like this whole thing. And I'm like, man, like, he's so right. Cause there's like shit there. You hear the salsa beat drop, and then you hear him singing, and it's not a traditional salsa, he's doing trap voice, right? And you're like, this shit slaps.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. And I'm so into it. And then he'll do like the bomba shit. And then, like he plena, and it like, dude, there was just such a good eclectic like mix of music from the island. And I like that he paid homage to like the indigenous sort of like instruments and the indigenous like
Oh,
music
dude,
styles and the
and he
dancing.
brought over, yeah, like, so he's got, like, remember, you gotta remember, like, this dude is doing, like reggaeton, right? Which is like a Hispanic reggae, right?
Yep.
And then he goes and he's bringing out brass instruments and the fucking congas and the shit that I don't even know, which is like the what do you call those fucking things? They're like a round, but it's like a handheld conga. And I don't even know what the fuck that is. And he's and
We're
the
going
shit,
with handheld conga,
bro, and the fucking and the shit that you fucking take and you scrape with the fork.
Guido, bro, the Guido,
You know, I don't know what that shit's called, bro. But it's all things that I've seen kind of growing up, right? And it's like, man, he just it was just like, it was almost like a historic thing where he's just bringing all this shit from the culture together and laying it out in one concert. And the place was fucking lit, bro.
Lit, dude.
Where what is there, like a stadium? Is that
The Coliseum. It's called the Coliseum.
Oh, it is.
It's in San Juan. Yeah, it's the Coliseum.
That's a great fucking name for it.
That's why he called it El Choli, Coli, like the Coliseum.
The Coliseum.
Yeah. And I also, I gotta give a shout out to Amazon and whoever was in charge of like the producing this special, because I love that they used sort of like the slang or the street term for a lot, like they would do the captions and they would label stuff, and so like the artist would come on and they would have a little caption.
Oh, yes,
who the artist was. But even for the Coliseum, it said El Choli, which is what people there call it. Like,
see, I wouldn't even catch that.
But like people from the island would have, and I go, man, that's so cool, because you could have just said the Coliseum in Puerto Rico. That's what it's called. It's called the Coliseum. But El Choli is what everybody calls it there. And that's what they would have, like I love the fact that they leaned into that, and it was like, oh, you did your homework, or you got someone who understood the culture, the vibe, or he was. Like maybe his people were in charge of. And I love that they did do it. I think just looking at the entire residency, man, like going back to what you were saying before about you don't even speak Spanish or understand it, and you were into it. Dude, I love how they're showing, it's like LeBron James and fucking DJ Khaled and Austin Butler and John Hamm, who are actors. All these people speak no Spanish. And all of them, they're showing them on stage there inside of the casita, they're dancing, they're vibing. And then that same week, they're all on like night shows, and people are asking them like, man, I saw you at that. And they're all like, oh, it's the greatest fucking show I've ever been to.
Right.
I didn't understand a goddamn thing that was being said, but
the vibe
was fun.
Yeah.
The people were amazing. The other thing I'm glad is like, we had one bad incident there, like that we had kind of talked about on here during this run. But for the most part, with that many people coming in and out for what you did, I think they pulled it off too without embarrassing the island. Like, you're always going to have one bad event, and that shit was unfortunate when you get that many people and shit happens. But for the most part, man, like I think it was also a good representation of what it could be for you to travel there and go there. Because, man, I've always said this. I think I've probably beat this to death on this pod in the past. Puerto Rico is dog shit at promoting itself. Like I tell people all the time, there are certain beaches in Puerto Rico that you will go to that I will put up against any beach anywhere in the world. And I'm talking the Maldives, like fucking you want to Fiji, Bora Bora, whatever you want to put up against. There are beaches in Puerto Rico where I would put up against those places and you would go, fuck. Like, yeah. And it's really? 2 hours from the dude. If you go to fucking God, now I'm drawing a blank on the names of but the island where they had all the military base, Vieques. Go to Vieques, bro. The beaches in Vieques, the black sand beach in Vieques, you got wild horses running around the beach. Like, it's a pristine black sand, blue water. Like, you look at that and you'll go, I'm looking into a postcard, and you'll go, I didn't even know this was a 2-hour flight from the US, right? Like, there are people from the island who you would talk to and you ask about, hey, how do I get here? And they're like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And you're like, how do you not know this? And then, dude, I've been there and I've asked that and people wouldn't know. And I don't know if that's just them not wanting tourists to go there or whatever. But like, clearly I'm not, like, I'm a tourist, but I'm not, right? Like, I clearly speak the language. I'm from there. And I'll go to these places and they're just amazing caves, and they're clearly like local sort of like spots that people are hiding out. Yeah. Some of the most gorgeous places I've ever seen in the world, and like people don't know about it. Yeah. And like I know like a lot of this has to do with just corruption and the shittiness of the government or whatever there, which I don't want to sort of like let that sort of overcast like what we're talking about here with him. But it's like, man, I thought he did such a good job of like bringing awareness and bringing people to the island. And I hope that they're able to like keep this going because it's like awesome. So the latest estimate was like $400 million impact to the economy there.
Oh man,
which
I saw 700 million.
Yeah, see, like, and the number changes all the time.
I saw 700 million.
Which they absolutely need there.
Yeah, hotels, flights, rentals, food, and transportation. Over $700 million.
That's GDP to some countries, bro, that he generated in a 2-month period. You know, like it's like there are very few artists that could, you know, like we've talked about like Taylor Swift, obviously. Like Taylor Swift's tour is like the GDP of
crazy.
Fucking a top 10 nation or whatever. You know, it's like and I'm probably over exaggerating there a little bit, but like it's that.
No.
It's like and maybe not. But like what he's done for that, like I don't think can be overstated. You're talking about an island that you could drive tip to tip in 3 hours. Like it's not a very big place with that kind of money, and you brought in that kind of people and you put on that kind of spectacle. I also love the fact that every person that they talked to that wasn't from there was like, I didn't realize this place was cool. The people were phenomenal. The food was amazing. The like, you know, everyone had great things to say about. They were like, yo, greatest concert I've ever seen, but also like the people were awesome. And I think that's like more important for us is like, dude, Puerto Ricans can be obnoxious and annoying with how prideful we are. And there's like a lot of history that goes with why we are that way. But like, I think at our core, we're just people that just like fucking love life and want to have a good time. Like I go, yo, you ever been to Puerto Rico, seen anybody in a bad mood that lives in like...
I've only ever been to Puerto Rico one time, but I would say we spent the week there. It was like it was like an extended family that we went, got an Airbnb that was literally on a beach, split it between like 3 families. We didn't get to travel to San Juan when we were there because they were revolting against the government when we were there.
Yeah, that's when the Black Puerto Rican flag was up everywhere. Yeah.
So that was going on, but man, like went to some amazing beaches on the West Coast. Got to see the what do you call it? The bioluminescence.
Yeah.
So we were in La Parguera. So we did that. We did the El Toro, the freaking the zip lining when we were there. We did snorkeling. Like we had an amazing time. And then, dude, one of my biggest highlights of being there was just going to. So we had somebody that was with the group that visited Puerto Rico on a consistent basis. So he's taking us around. It's like we're hitting all these little bars. We just stop. We pay like $2
to eat.
We
food.
pay $2 and we'll fucking drink, and then we'll go somewhere else and we'll pay like $20 and we'll get like a gang of fucking
seafood and empanadas and fucking pizza for some reason.
Dude, it was crazy, but it was so good. The people of the island were so like inviting, man. Like we had a phenomenal time, man. So,
dude, it's anytime anybody asks me like what they should eat in Puerto Rico, like if they're like visiting for the first time, like, any recommendation? And like I know like nice restaurants in Puerto Rico that
don't go to those.
But I go, just drive, and when you see the shittiest looking shack on the side of the road and you're gonna run into a lot, just stop and pick up something.
Or a little stands in the street.
Just pick up something. Pick up an empanada, pick up an acapuria, pick up
a fucking
phenomenal food everywhere.
What do you call the fucking shish kebabs?
Pinchos.
That's it.
Bro, I'm like, you can't have bad food in Puerto Rico. None. You could eat food from a gas station bathroom there, and it's gonna be amazing. Like it's not gonna be good for you.
Yeah, right.
But it's gonna be amazing.
But it's like good.
It's so good, man. So I love that he put on like. Hey, you're not Puerto Rican, you probably tuned this out like already, but like I love that he put the culture and the people on display. Like I'm so immensely proud to be from there, and I think like you need this to like almost give you a reminder of like, fuck, man, this is cool. This is what my people are capable of. This is like the kind of vibe we bring. Like you forget like even the music style, like, yep, that's us. Yep, that's us. Yep, that's us. You know, it's like that. And you forget because like, you know, like I'm guilty of this, right? Like I make jokes about Puerto Ricans and like stereotypes and like they're not always necessarily the most positive ones, but they come from a place of like, of love. I also like the fact that he touched on like, a lot of like the album itself touches on like a lot of family dynamics that are very accurate, right? And are very, you know, like we talk about the parandas and like the Christmas parties and all this stuff, and you're just you like, yeah, I can relate to that. I can, no matter, dude, if you're a Puerto Rican that grew up in the States or in Puerto Rico or in New York or where, you know, it's like you can relate so much to like every part of this album in some way, shape, or form. And going back to, I don't want to harp on this more, but like I think everything now can get so political. And you mentioned before that like you went and there was like this whole revolt against the government. Like, yeah, and there was like a, you know, like very much like everywhere else in the world, Puerto Rico had this like woke movement, if you will. Like I'm going to use woke like quotes. Where it was like the indigenous people felt forgotten. These are like the original people from the island. And then, you know, obviously at some point in time, it was colonized by the Spanish and, you know, whatever, they murdered out, they murdered most of the indigenous people. It was like a genocide. And then, you know, like.
Yeah, they enslaved them. And
Yeah,
sort of thing.
right.
Yeah.
And so there's that, right? Like horrific event, but also like I like that he sort of like shows indigenous people, right? And he shows and he plays like indigenous music and there's instruments and there's like and there's like music that goes along with that and there's obviously influence. And then he touches on every other aspect of Puerto Rican, not just the Taino culture, not, you know, it's just like every single part of it. Cause like at the end of the day, it's all Puerto Rican.
Yeah, it's evolved.
It's evolved. And yo, horrific events, most of us wouldn't be here without that. And so it's very difficult to be like, yo, and this is coming from me, man, which I've never done the DNA test to do it, but I'm pretty sure I'm very much a Taino. Like I'm very much a, I guess, quote unquote, original Puerto Rican, if you will. And if you look at me and my family, like we all look at Native Americans or Middle Eastern or whatever. And it's probably because we're pretty much more of that bloodline.
And this is why you get pulled over the airport.
All the time, bro. and so like, you know, like we could be the like, oh, you murdered our people, whatever. But I'm like, I'm also very aware that like, you wouldn't have what you have today, or the people you have today, the culture you have today, the music you have today, all the influence, everything without that. And while it was shitty, yeah, like you still can't disregard where we are today. And it's like, yes, you should celebrate your past and your ancestors and your history, but you should also figure out a way to move forward and go, how do we educate and just make sure that we pay homage to those roots, but don't let that sort of hold us back and keep us at, I guess, at like prisoners of that. Right. You know, so I like that he didn't turn it into a political thing. That it was, definitely I'm going to pay respect to that. But here we go. Like we're all the same.
Dude, I really felt like it was just like a typical Puerto Rican party where we're just going, we're going to have a good time. And I don't know when the party's going to end.
And I also don't know, yo, you ever been to those places where they're like, yo, just come over. We're going to figure it out. You know what I mean? Yo, bring a bottle.
Yeah. You want me to bring anything? To bring whatever you want.
Whatever you want. There's no plan. It's like, bring whatever you want. We got a boombox. We got speakers. Because the one thing about Puerto Ricans, somebody got a dope sound system. It'll be like, yo, just bring whatever you want. And then it turns into multiple runs to the store throughout the night. It turns into multiple turns at the DJ booth by everybody in the thing. Like somebody in your family gonna play some reggaeton, somebody gonna play some house music, somebody gonna play some freestyle, somebody gonna play some rap, somebody, you know, like, man, you just said house, right? You know what I'm saying? And like, but dude, but house music is the thing, right? If you're a Puerto Rican and you didn't listen to house growing up, you gotta like there's zero chance that wasn't happening in your house, that it wasn't freestyle, there wasn't house, that you didn't hear rap, that you didn't hear fucking reggaeton, that you didn't hear, I'm like, there was one of them where I love, dude had like Vico C at one of his shows. And I'm like, you can't pay homage to Puerto Rico without including Vico C. And like Daddy Yankee and fucking Yandel and, you know, Mark Anthony and, you know, like Jacobo and like he had so many people where you're just like, man, he touched on every generation, on every genre, and the reception was equally as big for every fucking person that he brought on. And it's, again, I think people are so prideful because they're just like, yo, that's one of us. Yo, that's one of us. Yo, that's one of us. Like it's again, it's a very small island. And I think when you see people make it from these small islands, people forget, man, a lot of these really big artists from there aren't originally from there, right?
Is that right?
Dude, Mark Anthony wasn't born in Puerto Rico. He's a New Yorker, right? Like, yeah. And you know, you always get into the debate with some people like, oh, they're not really Puerto Rican. You know, like J-Lo gets this all the time. She's not really Puerto Rican. She can't speak Spanish. She wasn't born there, you know, yada, yada, yada. And it's like, well, if you're going to include her in that conversation, you got to include, you know, you gotta include Mark Anthony, and you gotta include Daddy Yankee to an extent, and you gotta include like Daddy Yankee's from there, you know, obviously lived there stuff longer time, but he's spent a lot of time, you know, in the States. Nicky Jam spent a lot of time in like fucking Massachusetts or Boston or wherever.
Is that
Then
right?
go, you know, it's like there's so many big artists from there that are just from somewhere else. And I'm like, you can't just go like, oh, they're not really Puerto Rican. It's like there's very few people who end up just being from there. Like a lot of, because it's a very small, there's more Puerto Ricans in New York than there are in Puerto Rico. So it's very likely.
Isn't that crazy, bro?
It's bananas,
That's
bro.
fucking
We
nuts.
multiply like roaches. And I promise you, fucking 77 babies were conceived on Amazon Prime on Saturday night. Fucking in the middle of this.
In the concert.
Yeah,
Concert. Concert.
at the concert, because overall, on the thing of Puerto Rico, there's about 2 million of us coming from just that night, because everybody was hyped, everybody was drinking, and we fucking after you dance to that shit all night like that and you get hyped, somebody getting it.
And not for nothing, bro. Out of the millions that were made, like a lot of that came from people from the States traveling over,
dude,
and not for nothing. There's people from the States, but then when there were people like worldwide.
Yeah,
coming in, flying in, and
I saw soccer players from France there who are world-renowned, don't speak Spanish, don't speak English, and they're at a Bad Bunny concert. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
actually, man, if they're from France, they probably speak Spanish.
You're right. But like, I
how many Europeans do you know that
all of
you know
them,
fucking all of multiple languages?
We're the only American
we're the
country
fucking
in the world we don't speak
retards,
multiple
bro,
languages, unless you're from like Puerto Rico or something. But like, yeah, it was really cool to see people from all over the world like go there, and it wasn't like, you're right, it wasn't just Americans. It was cool, man. I'm glad it was a display, I think, of like the people, the culture, the music. I'm glad, dude. I love the fact too that there wasn't an ego there where he's just like, dude, he could have just easily been like, I could do these fucking shows. It's my show. It's my residency. Yeah. But that he was like sharing the stage. And with every single person, man, he paid respect. Man, there was an embrace between him and Mark Anthony, and they're like talking to each other.
Yes,
and then I saw videos of them backstage, fucking like, you know, like it wasn't for show, like on the stage. It was like backstage there, like Mark Anthony grabs him, and you know, like I'm sure he shared some words there of like, you know, respect and all that. And it was really cool to see, man. I'm like I said, man, I hope this turns into something bigger, and it turns into something that could benefit the island on an annual basis. Because going back to the money part. Dude, this is all that money that people spend on flights and hotels and all that. This is, you're tipping local servers more money probably than they've seen. You know, like
every
housekeepers.
Bro.
Dude, the food things we're talking about. This is that guy selling, you know, arepas on the side of the road is getting 1,000 more customers that week. You know, because all these people flooded there. You know, it just turns into commerce and thing for everyone there on an island that struggles already to employ a lot of its people. It just creates so much opportunity, man. Yeah, I'm glad it happened, man, and I hope it does give the boost, and I hope it just doesn't end here.
Yeah,
I hope it continues to carry on, and we're able to do this annually. I really sincerely hope that there's something that comes out of this where it's like fucking Bad Bunny Festival or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. Okay, all right, man. 77 minutes on Bad Bunny.
Yeah, no shit. All right, man. So comfort because of Bad Bunny, man. Talk to me about what's going on with Tylenol, man. I heard something about Tylenol.
You ain't here, man. Tylenol making us retarded. And and I'm gonna get canceled just for saying that shit. I don't even know if cancel's still a thing, but I don't. Am I allowed to say retarded?
Are we?
I said it.
It's the R word.
I say it all the time. Too much.
That's the new hard R.
So fuck. Yeah, it's the hard. Fucking Tylenol. Evidently, Tylenol causes autism and some other shit. And there was
what happened?
You know, our celebrity in chief went out on the on the new. But I gotta play this because it's so hilarious. Like, because I think people accuse Trump of saying like he just makes shit up.
Yeah.
But it's amazing to hear him say that he's just saying shit.
Yeah.
Like he just admits it out loud. So I got to play this clip where he's talking about autism. Basically, the premise is he's saying, hey, Tylenol causes autism, and places that don't have Tylenol don't have autism. And I'm going to give you my thoughts on those places here in a second. But I want to play the clip because I also think like, love or hate Trump or whatever, however you feel about him, I don't think any of us can dispute that he just says whatever the fuck he wants to, and it doesn't necessarily base in fact. But it's great when you have evidence of it, because he himself will tell you like
the UN learned that this past week.
Yeah.
Play the clip.
So listen to this guy.
They're taking something. And by the way, I think I can say that there are certain groups of people that don't take vaccines and don't take any pills that have no autism. That have no autism. Does that tell you something? That's currently, is that a correct statement, by the way?
So you
There
checking with
are some
somebody?
studies that suggest that, yeah, with the
Oh,
Amish.
fucking kidding me.
You know that.
Yeah, virtually. I heard none. See, Bobby wants to be very careful with what he says, and he should, but I'm not so careful with what I say.
You're old.
Groups, the Amish, as an example,
He doesn't give a fuck.
The
they
Amish.
have essentially no
What?
autism.
The Amish have no autism.
Effective immediately, the FDA will be notifying physicians that.
Right, so that's it. But I would argue I've never met an Amish that I didn't think was autistic in my life. I think all of those motherfuckers are autistic. What are you talking about? I'm gonna blame dairy on. I'm gonna blame autism
Bro,
on
let
dairy.
me tell you something, man.
Have you ever met an Amish person that you didn't think was a little retarded?
I have been around.
Yeah.
I have spent many years around Amish.
First-hand account.
I can't say I don't know about. Listen, I didn't autism when I used to go and spend time with them. Autism wasn't really a
Well, we didn't have a name for
thing.
it.
We didn't have a name for it,
We just said they were weird.
but yeah, I could maybe.
I don't know not
I
one
could maybe
Amish
think about
person
a few.
that now I go, you're all autistic.
No, man, I wouldn't. To be honest, man, like I wouldn't say that. However, man, they
Oh, my
yeah,
God.
like, yeah, they don't. They're
But
not,
then he follows that up.
they're
with
not
saying-
without their own.
He follows that up with saying Cuba because they can't get Tylenol in Cuba. You know, like two Cuba.
Oh, he said
have no
Cuba?
autism. Well, he goes. It goes on. I didn't want to play the whole thing.
Okay,
It goes on basically saying like Cuba, no cases of autism, and it's because they don't have Tylenol and vaccines and yada yada yada. You know, because they're too poor to fucking do it.
They can't
or
do it,
they're-
right,
or-
they
or
can't
the-
afford
or
it.
the government just won't give it to the people, right? So it's like they don't have autism either. I go. I can name 16 Cubans off the top of my head right now that I'm sure are a little retarded.
They haven't been diagnosed yet.
Yeah, it's
You know,
just-
at this point, and like I actually respect Robert Kennedy. Like I think that he's trying to like he's got some really like good shit on like the like the foods that we eat and the vaccines that we take.
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
right,
like bro, like anybody else, I feel like everybody is like has very good points, and then there's some shit where you're like, I don't know about that, but
right.
it doesn't discount the other shit, you know, like that.
Correct.
Yeah, because I agree with you. I think
Listen,
he
I've
brings up some
taken
great points.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure how many women that have been taking vaccine. Oh, not vaccine. Sorry, taking Tylenol for years, right? Like I'm 51. I'm sure my mom took Tylenol. Tylenol's been in my life, in my cabinets since I was a kid.
I'm pretty sure, and I didn't play this, but he struggled to say the medical term for it, which I think a lot of us would, so I don't want to give him too much hard of time. But what the fuck
Isn't
is
it like
Tylenol?
acetaminophen or something
Yeah,
like that?
acetaminophen, yeah, or acetaminophen or whatever the fuck it's called. Yeah,
whatever.
It, like, I think it is the most studied drug of all time, from every like
It's like a lot of shit has that in it.
perspective, right?
It ain't just Tylenol.
It has been studied like inside out, backwards for pregnant people, not pregnant people, slow people, again, black people, white people. Like it's been
Slow
studied
people.
in every single like permutation, and so like to make these claims without like real data behind it is kind of weird.
Well, what's odd is that he's saying this, and then he refers back to Robert Kennedy,
and they won't confirm.
and he's like, "Hey, whoa, like
Some studies,
you're trying to like be careful."
he's like he's
You,
careful.
that, the,
I'm
guy,
not so
the
careful.
guy behind us giving you information is going like, "Yo, man, like be careful with what you're saying." He's like, "Nah, like I'm 87. I'm not so careful."
Because that's not to say that like, and I hate when like someone can clip this up and it'll sound like I'm crazy, but like that's not to say that like, yo, Tylenol in this circumstance under this right scenario could cause whatever. I'm not even gonna say autism, but a thing, right?
Sure.
Like anything else, right? It's like if you mix this with this at this point in time or this thing, like I go, yo, is there a chance that there's something to this under certain circumstances? Sure, everything's possible, right? Is it likely that it's causing the autism epidemic, as we call it now? Like, probably not. I also think, I don't necessarily know that it's an epidemic. I think it's probably over-diagnosed, and also we just didn't have a word for it. Like, everybody weird, we just thought they were weird. And now we got a word for the weird, right? Like, we got a medical term for weird. Could it just be that? Like, I think we put these constraints and we just go like, anybody socially awkward, we just assume they're autistic. And it's just like, you can just be socially awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I do know like parents that, you know, literally, you know, gave their kids vaccines, and then, you know, the following days later, it's like, yo, I have a different kid.
No, and I don't think like,
So I don't know what it's Tylenol.
yeah,
But
right.
there's something.
And
right?
I'm not even like trying to discount that part of it. I guess I'm more saying that even that parent 30 years ago didn't know what autism was, right? Like if
Right.
you were a parent 30, it's
True,
like
true.
it's like so. It's like you could blame the vaccine, and maybe very much that's the case. Like, listen, I'm fucking stupid. I've never done the research on this. I don't read it. I don't know enough about it to like lean one way or the other. But I do think like common sense tells me is that we're just exposed now to more shit. And so we're gonna like, this may have always been a thing, right? Whether it was always caused by vaccines or whatever food, like, right. I just think that it's more prevalent now because we have a thing to call it, and we have things that we look for. And yet, you know, we're like, dude, we used to stick our crazy people in a building. Like, what do you know where to find an asylum now? A fucking mental hospital?
No.
That shit used to be all over the U.S.
I don't think that I've ever known where to find one. But like, you know, like,
but they used to be around,
like
all the time.
Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
Like, I'm assuming he's autistic.
Yeah.
Right?
We did a whole movie on a guy who was autistic, probably.
But had an amazing life.
Yeah. We didn't call it autism in the movie. We just thought it was fucking weird.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like the weird kid.
And we made fun of it, and we thought it was ironic, and all, you know, like, I think it has always been around in some capacity, and we just didn't know what to call it, or we didn't know it was all tied together. And because I'd like to think we're much smarter humans now, and so we're much more aware now. I don't say that to discount what we think could cause it. I just say that to discount I don't know that the rates are any higher now, because I don't give credit to humans 100 years ago to be able to diagnose this thing as well as we do today, you know, like, or even 50 years ago or 30 years ago. You know, like,
true.
I just think that we're much smarter people now than we were back then.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, man.
But
let me hit you up with this.
Careful with Tylenol and vaccines.
Yeah, be careful with Tylenol. We don't know that it causes autism, but you know, you're like, I like how you said it. You're a celebrity in chief.
Go to Cuba.
Hey, like, you might want to look out for that.
Oh man.
All right. Did you hear about this story in New York? There was a West Babylon woman that had an altercation over some dog shit.
Oh, hit me with this. Okay, because is it about somebody not picking up their dog shit?
Pretty much.
That's a pet peeve of mine. All right, go ahead.
Oh, good.
All right, go ahead.
So, first of all, she's 76 years old. And basically, she was charged with assault because she shoots like fireworks, like a flare gun. So the guy comes over, I guess, allows his dog to shit on her lawn, and she fucking takes like either a flare gun or fireworks and shoots it at the guy.
At the guy?
At the guy that owns the dog.
Because he didn't clean up the poop?
Well, because he allowed his dog to shit on it. Right, because he doesn't clean it up.
Okay.
Shit.
Reasonable reaction, but go ahead.
But so this shit is caught on video. And the guy, so he gets shot, he charges her and knocks her down, like literally like charges her and fucking.
He gets shot with like a M80 fucking.
It wasn't an M80, it was like a Roman candle.
Like a fucking Disney firework going on in this guy's fucking face. Hell yeah, let's go.
And they were similar. So the woman was 76 years old. The guy was 67.
So the 76-year-old.
So he should fucking know better.
Shot a firework at a 67-year-old. God
dude.
damn, she was trying to commit murder. Okay.
But then he, like I said, he rushes her and knocks her down. But yo, she gets charged. She gets charged with assault.
Which, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's legit.
You ever been hit with a firework?
No.
I have. It should be assault. I hit myself with a firework once. It was a total accident. Oh, bro, yeah. You know how you set them inside the cannons?
Yeah.
They go off. Well, let's just say the little cannon had a malfunction.
So you went
And
over there to look at it?
No, it fell and right towards me, right as it was about to go off, and I was up against a fence. And it went off, and I jumped over. Like, luckily it goes. I jumped over the firework, except there's a fence 2 feet behind me, so it hits the fence and goes off. And I'm not talking about like a little tiny one. I'm talking about one of them ones you see at a 4th of July fucking event. One of them bitches. I couldn't hear for like 3 weeks.
Yes,
Yeah, and I had burn marks on my legs.
popping.
Yeah, and 2 of them went off because my dumb ass thought it'd be dope if I strap these together and throw 2 in the thing.
Oh,
And I was
God.
right, except when they're aiming right at you.
Bro.
It was amazing.
We would for 4th of July, man. We would buy some fireworks, man, but you know, some small stuff for the kids to kind of do, and then I would do like the bigger ones, but I have everybody fucking stand back. I was always worried about. I'm like, I don't want to be that story of like I lose a fucking pinky.
Oh, that's no fun. Zero regrets.
No, man. The neighbors around me always did big shit, and I was like, look at theirs.
Bro, I finished the show. I couldn't hear shit. I had PTSD for like a week. I felt like I was in a war zone. Like anytime anybody talked to me, bro, no bullshit, ringing in my ear. Like you could be talking to me, they're just ringing for weeks, bro.
Oh my God.
My legs are burnt. It was whole shit. And I was like, immediately following that event, I went to go light the rest of them. Like, show goes on.
So you didn't give up. You're like, yeah, onwards.
Show goes on. Yeah, up and onward, bro. That's fucking amazing, though. Also, reasonable response, bro. I live in a place right now where there's a fucking doggy bag kiosk, if you will, with a trash bin and thing. Every fucking 10 feet. And that's an over-exaggeration, but they're fucking everywhere here. And the amount of people that I see that would just not, and listen, we're all guilty. Like, I've done it. Like, my dog will shit in a bush, or it's diarrhea and it can't be picked up and whatever.
That's different.
It rains here all the time, so I'm just like, it's fucking diarrhea, it's about to pour. I'm like, I'll leave it, it'll get wiped away. I can't fucking scrape it with a bag. You know, like, whatever. Like, there are certain, like, scenarios where I'm guilty of doing this. For the most part, I'm picking up after my dog.
Yeah.
The amount of people that I will see all the time that just, they will be literally in front of the trash bin that has all the trash bags, the doggy bags included, and it's a normal poop, and they would just let their dog do it and then just keep going. It's like infuriating to me. I don't know what it's like. You see it happen so much. So not out here, like in public, but I have, when I had my house, I remember watching someone through a window once. They let their dog shit on my lawn, and then they kept walking. I did. I walked outside. I went,
That's yeah.
You gonna pick that shit up? Like, and so that I have said something. And the person,
you walk out there with a bag and go, here.
I did. I think that's literally what I did. I think I went out there. I went out there and I said something. They said didn't have it. And I think I went in and got him like a grocery store bag or whatever thing.
Dude, that's all I use. We used to get those fucking that roll of like.
Yeah, I got 1,000 of them bitches now.
Fucking the grocery store bags, man. The Publix bags. The fucking.
That's a good way to reuse
bags.
those. Yeah.
Yeah, I put them in this fucking thing, and when I go on my walk every day, man, I stuff 2 in my pocket.
That's what you use.
And that's not a bad idea every time. And then I bring them back with me, man. I put them on the side, and then it's like on garbage day, throw them in the fucking thing and let them take that shit.
It is infuriating to me to see that, especially when, like, I feel like this part of town has committed to like putting these stands up, and I even see new stands pop up now. And I'm like, man, there isn't a shortage of them. Like, there's
they make it pretty easy for you, man.
There's typically on a block, basically, as like it probably equates to about 2 per block, right? Like, we're probably 1 in the middle and 1 on one of the corners around here. There's like no excuse. And again, dude, I've been guilty of like, I'll get there and I'm like, fuck, I'm out of bags. Like, I have the roll thing with the bag and I don't realize it and I'm out of bag. And I'll go walk to one of the kiosks thing, get a bag, go back to where the poop was, clean up. And again, I've had moments where shit happens. I don't get it. Not 100%, but for the most part, I would say I'm over 90. But watching the amount of people. So I think you should be allowed to shoot fireworks. All I can say, somebody who does that shit, fuck them.
Yeah, man. How we doing on time?
Dude, we're 53 minutes in. We're still
perfect,
good, man.
But what I want to do, man, I want to rapid fire through this shit.
Oh, we're gonna go.
Like, let's go. So tell me about.
I gotta probably pick up my notes real quick.
No, it's good. It's good.
My phone. Let's go.
Scuba diver. What's going on with scuba diver?
Yo, this shit was actually here. This is amazing.
In Florida?
In Florida, not only in Florida, in Orlando, where we are right now.
Better.
There's a guy.
Scuba diving here.
Hey, we're very. Yeah. And this will hit close because you'll be very familiar with this place. So Disney Springs, the restaurant in Disney Springs that's on the water there. Somebody scuba dives, jumps out onto the land there.
Oh, wait a minute, Disney Spring. That's where they have the fucking the pedal boats.
That's
and,
exactly the restaurant. It's a boatyard or boat, whatever.
Well, I don't know
it's
what the
called.
fuck it's called. Yeah.
Guy runs in there, robs it, puts his scuba gear back on, jumps back into the water to make his great escape. I say let him have the money. I said, yo, you willing to go through that trouble for 10 grand or 20, whatever it was like 10 to 20 grand is the estimate right now. I think he deserves it, bro. You will, yo, you got
Where
there.
does that lead to?
I don't even know. Does it?
You know what?
A hotel?
That nigga, yeah.
You
That
know
nigga pulled up to him. I think he pulled up to the Grand Floridian, and he's fucking staying in
Staying at a
room.
nice. He used that money to pay for his suite, bro. This motherfucker's having character breakfast right now with Cinderella. He's fucking with his
he's getting
10 grand.
I fucking gators for the beach.
Bro, there's a certain level of effort if you don't commit violence to people that I
If you
go,
don't hurt nobody,
yo, let them have it.
have the money back.
I go, bro, you was willing to scuba dive in Disney Springs. Went
Could
through
you
all that
imagine if
trouble.
he, like, you fucking see the dude running out with shit. He's putting on a scuba gear.
Motherfucker got
And
fit,
you're like,
he's running.
yo, man, you got the security guard's like, I see you. Do you know that I can see you?
Said, no, you can't. Fucking slipping on flippers and a fucking
That's
tank.
that dark ass water,
Yeah,
too.
bro, you can have it, dog. I'm like, bro, yo, we gotta start. I think we gotta start taking off sentence like requirements based on ingenuity. I think if you go less violence, more creativeness to your crime, I gotta be lenient. I think we should pull off a little bit. That's all I'm saying.
He needs to have that judge that passed away recently.
Oh, homeboy, yeah, Frank something, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't remember his name, man.
Oh, I liked him, man. He was cool.
But he would look at the situation and go like,
Yeah.
man, like, you fucking deserve a break.
Dude, that motherfucker would make me watch videos that I'm notorious for. Like, I'll watch a video on like Sunday morning of like some kid on ESPN who's like, you know, missing all his toes, and then there'll be some sad ass video. And
But he's running a touchdown.
I'm on there fucking crying. Yeah, he's like, you want to catch a pass from Tom Brady? And I'm like, fucking Tom Brady shows up to his room and fucking lobs on the ball, and I'm over there balling. Like, gets me every time. It's like that shit. And this motherfucker judge, when he's talking to people, he'll get all in his feels about, you know, like you said, the story. And I'm like, God damn, bro. Like, I think what an empathetic human being to like recognize, like, yo, you're not just speeding, like this shit, or like, it'll be like a parking ticket. Like, yo, you get this same parking ticket every fucking week at this exact same time, the exact same spot. And all he did was ask, why? And then it'll be some story like, I go get chemo there, you know, whatever, or my mom does. Or like, you know, like the person would have that, you know, some story. And it isn't always like a sob story, but it could just be like, I'm going to work, I can't do X, Y, Z. And I was like, yo, just taking the time to understand that. Like, I know exactly what you're talking about, but those videos get me every fucking time when he's like all into like, you know, I saw someone once get a ticket for taking their parent, and their parent was there with them, and their parent was like super old, and, you know, for like trying to take them to an emergency room and whatever it was. But like, I always like the fact that he would like take the time to like understand people's stories.
We gotta understand the scuba diver dude, man.
The scuba diving, bro. This motherfucker. I hope they do a documentary on this guy one day. Cause yeah, dude, also
I just want to know where he was staying. That's
bro, yeah, I want to know where he's staying, but also I want in-depth insight into the planning phases of this whole operation. Cause yo, you got to sit around and go, all right, so hear me out. Yo, can you imagine if you pulled up to the
Be like,
yo, I gotta talk to you about a heist.
Do you know those water waves don't connect to anything but sewage?
Maybe that's the great escape, bro. I don't know. I don't know shit about sewage. Does it lead to the ocean? I don't know.
All the waterways leads.
That's what I'm saying. See? All right, bro. If you pull up today and I'm like, Sean, so I bought new scuba gear. I'm like, I got a foolproof plan to get us about 15 grand and some Cheddar Bay biscuits. And fucking, bro, I feel like you gotta hear me out. All right, next one. Go,
Tell me about less sex.
Oh, dude, there's this whole study, which I think we've done here before on different groups, but as far as less sex goes, like I think we already know like millennials and like, you know, we're having less sex, but there's a study that Americans are having record low levels of sex, even less than during the pandemic. So evidently the pandemic, which I thought would be the opposite, right? Like people
You see, you
would
should
be,
have just been fucking.
people be home more, nothing to do. Like you think people would just be fucking, but what instead we just realized we just didn't like the people we were living with, so we're definitely not fucking. And then there's the, you know, the fear of getting the disease, and so there wasn't a lot of casual hookups, and the dating apps sort of suffered, and blah blah, right? But so this new studies for the Institute of Family, using data from 2024. In a survey, finds that a record low number of Americans report having weekly sex. Only 37% of adults aged 18 to 64 say they have sex at least once a week. That's down sharply from 55% in 1990 among young adults, and 24% reported not having had any sex in the past year, which is double the rate from 2010.
In the past year.
So a quarter of the people haven't had sex in the past year, and that's down from 2010. Or sorry, and that's double from what it was in 2010.
Dude, I think
There's too much entertaining shit on TV now, but people.
Well, I think there's a couple of things, man. So like, I think that the whole like pandemic thing, right? Like, so when you spend, I think if you spend too much time with somebody, I think there is there's that factor where you just go like, I don't miss you.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like
during the pandemic, yeah, like you're in my face all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Where it's not like I don't love you. It's just that, man, like you're always here.
I'm desensitized to your presence.
Yeah.
Yes,
bro.
I could see that. Yeah. Okay.
And then couple that with with like social and porn and all this shit that's so easily accessible to the variety that you don't have.
Right.
Right. And so I could see it, bro. I see it. And dude, I even see it in like, even in my kids, bro, like, they've had access to porn for the majority of their lives.
Yeah, you're right. In some capacity.
In some capacity. And there is this thing of where I'm watching them and I'm going like, man, like, like, okay, well, this guy has a girlfriend, but like this guy doesn't, and this guy has a hard time meeting girls, but this guy doesn't, but the guy who has a hard time meeting girls watches a lot of fucking porn. You know what I'm saying? Like there's this whole shit of like, again, we just came out of the pandemic where we were sort of like in each other's face, and then we're in this social media era where like, yo, you want variety? Just go online. Like you find the variety that you want. And then it's just like, it's really easy to find something that you really like and then go rub one out rather than doing the hard thing, which is going to talk to that girl because that makes you nervous.
You gotta put in the work.
Yeah. You gotta put in the work. Like this is easy.
Yeah. We talked about that here maybe like a month ago about the social aspect of that, of like, at a point in time, you had to go, to the bar, to a restaurant, to work, to school, to wherever, and you had to talk to people. You had to be social, and you had to, like sort of win someone over personality-wise and whatever. And now, to your point, it's like you're just doom scrolling, and it's made us like socially inept, and it's made us very difficult to. I guess to engage with people in person, and it's weird, man, because the internet has done so many good things, right? Like in social media, like. In a lot of ways, it's connected groups of people with similar interests together, and it's created these communities, right, that we wouldn't have had otherwise. And so this isn't
this is a great aspect of it.
It's right. It's a fantastic tool. But I think like anything else, like there's downsides to it, right? And it's adjusting and being aware, and then figuring out how to sort of combat that, or I guess adapt to that new reality of life. But like. To your point, it's like you can just scroll whatever you're into, whether you're a guy or a girl, like you can scroll to into. Also, I think just sitting in bed, like, how many people, sit in bed and they're just scrolling through their fucking Facebook or their Instagram or whatever. It's like that immediately takes away intimacy. It's like you sit on the couch and you're scrolling through social, you have a human being right next to you that you could be interacting with and talking. And I think we do that less now, right? Like we don't have conversations more. We don't, like I remember before, man, you'd hear this all the time and I was like, I could never imagine that. And the older I've gotten, I'm like, man, that has to work. I've heard the thing of like, get rid of the TV in your bedroom.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we did, man.
And dude, and I go, and there was a version of me at a point in time where I would have been like, fuck you. And now I'm kind of like, yeah, I get it. And I'd be good with it. And like because you don't have that, you don't have this easy distraction. You're forced to talk to each other, you're forced to connect, you're forced to like, like it's sad because like in some ways you shouldn't have to, and sometimes if you like the person you're with, like you kind of can easily connect, but sometimes it's, dude, there's so many distractions that you could love that person, you could like being around them, but it's just so easy to find other things to occupy your time now.
Yep.
That you almost have to be conscious of making that effort, instead of like maybe not having the TV, not scrolling through your phone. Not, dude, I'm in general, like, and I was guilty of it today. I did like checking my phone a lot and all that stuff. And it is something I'm very conscious of. And I've been working at more and more of like being around in certain scenarios, certain situations, certain people of trying to be conscious of like, I don't want to check my phone for everything. I've gone as far as to like change notification types and sounds and all that for like depending on who it is, so that I know whether or not I need to check it. Right? It's like certain vibration even tells me, oh, that's my kids, or
right.
And so I've gotten as far as to that because like I don't want to look if I don't have to.
Yeah.
Because I could easily find an excuse. So like, oh, I need to respond to this person, or and sometimes it's just like you and I will share a meme, or like me and another friend, or like my brother. And it's like I don't need to respond to that right away. But like if I hear the notification, if I see it pop up or whatever, I'm gonna want to, right? And so like just being conscious of that and going like, okay, I don't want to necessarily see that right away. I don't want to see that at this point in time. And like, hey, after this time, I don't want them to come through at all. Whatever it is, it's like,
right.
And I've sort of self-regulated in that sense because it's something that I've identified in me of like, there was a point in time where I'm like, man, I couldn't be anywhere where I'm just not like looking at my phone the whole time. And it made me feel like a shitty friend, fucking partner, human being, dad, all of the above. Like it made me feel like I was very disconnected, I think, from the people around me.
Yeah. So what is the millennial dads topic that we have on here, man? So we have the less sex.
Oh yeah.
And
So less sex, and then we also have this new study now that shows that millennial dads are they spend 3 times more time with their kids than fathers from the 1960s, which might also explain why our kids are so bitch now. I go, yo, you need an absentee father here to get to fucking to make.
If you want to be successful,
if you want to be successful in life, you kind of got to have a chip on your shoulder.
let me tell you, I'm not a millennial dad, but I will say that I should probably be absent more in my home.
I'm a millennial dad. I'm gonna agree with you. Maybe these kids will be harder.
Yeah, these motherfuckers are soft.
I gotta stop hugging these motherfuckers so much. They are soft, bro.
My dad wasn't around most of the time.
You have a dad?
Well, that's a whole other story. That's a whole other podcast.
Sean got 2 big motherfucker. But like,
I got a bunch of father figures.
No, it is wild. Like, I'm glad that we're much more involved now. Like, you see,
yeah, of course.
And I definitely felt that, like, for my generation, like I'm a millennial, I guess. But I will say, man, and this is where like these gender role things come into play, and there's like the sexism that comes into play. There is a balance there of like time with mom and dad that definitely, like affects these kids positively or negatively.
Yeah.
And I find it hard to believe that us being around more now isn't directly contributing to how soft is the best. I didn't want to use soft, but I guess it's the best way I can come up with how soft our kids are now.
I was going to use a derogatory term.
Yeah, go ahead. Pussy.
It's a bitch ass thing.
Bitch ass. Because there was nobody hugging me, telling me they love me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I go, yo, we do that shit to our kids all
That's
the
only
time.
for mom.
Moms
did that.
Dude, I go, yo, I'm so much more affectionate with my kids, right? Than like our parents were with us, right? And so I got, I can tell my kids I love them daily. I hug them. I do
Yes, absolutely.
I go like, and I'm not gonna stop doing that by any means necessary. But I also recognize that probably doing them a disservice, and they're a real bitch because of it. You know what I mean? Like
later on, we'll be like, "Yo, sorry."
Yeah, right. Like if my son loses the fight at school, we gotta be, "Oh, I'm sorry, my dad loves me." You know what I mean? Like, I don't have that dog in me.
For me, it'll be like, sorry, my dad's home when I leave and when I come home.
Yo, bro, nothing builds character like a one-parent household. I'm just saying.
It'd be like, bitch, here's a key. Let yourself in.
Yo, you needed dads to come home at midnight, fucking, messed up,
Or
work,
not.
stressed and grumpy. Yeah, it builds character. That's all I'm saying. It's got to be a correlation, bro. There has to be. So fuck you, millennial dads, myself included.
All right, how we doing on time for real?
Yo, we're at hour 9. All right, but we got to talk about the fucking.
We gotta talk about the guy who the guy who knocked up his girl.
Yo,
we're gonna end with this.
Why you gotta pick this one? It's gonna get us all in trouble.
Wait,
yo, we didn't talk about Kimmel real quick. Do we want to talk about Kimmel?
I mean,
do we care?
Like, fuck it. Jimmy Kimmel fucking got like, I don't want to say Me Too, but he was taken off the air temporarily, and then I guess Disney fucking thought about it and put him back on.
Yeah,
over the whole Charlie Kirk.
Yeah,
it wasn't even a comment about Charlie Kirk, to be honest, man. It was a joke about, well, first of all, it was a comment about how the right wing thought that it was the left that killed him, and it turned out to be sort of like, quote unquote, one of their own. But then he comes out with the Trump thing, right? Was like the interview.
Yeah.
Buddy, when somebody's going, hey Trump, like, how are you holding up? And he's like, did you see?
No, we put in his banging ass drum. Trump's like, bro, this dude's dead. I can't bring him back. Why are we still talking about? Even Trump sick of this shit. He's like, yo, I want to talk about it. I got a banger ass ballroom. We about to have UFC. And we got the bitches working in the back of the White House. And y'all want to talk about this dude that ain't coming back.
What he failed to say was that if I ain't deport all these people, shit would have been done already.
Yo, for real, that shit is in delay. That's what happened. You give it to all the Mexicans, this shit would have been done. But it would have, not only would this have been done, there would have been 14 remodels of it ever since, because we would already found the shit we didn't like about it. Bro, that shit was amazing. But anyway,
Jimmy Kimmel was like, he's back.
Yeah, he's back. I think, like initially I thought, oh, they just wanted him gone because, bro, you and I worked in corporate America long enough. There's some people that you want to get rid of, and they haven't really given you a good enough reason, but you want to just get rid of them. And then whether it's a cost-cutting measure or, a personal, thing or whatever. And I thought initially it was like, oh, he just finally gave them the excuse that they wanted to get rid of him.
And maybe I didn't see it that way, but yeah, that's a. It's a good point.
First off, the joke was like he plays that and then he plays Trump, and I go, the joke was really about Trump and like the sort of like the duality or I guess the irony of him being like, I'm so distraught about Charlie, and then someone asks him about it and he's talking about the ballroom. Like I go. Right. It's not even funny, but you're playing the clip, but I get it. Like, it isn't.
Yeah, no, it's kind of funny.
You're not making fun of Charlie Kirk. You're making fun of Trump's reaction to but anyway, that aside, I go, it wasn't even a great, and then even the follow-up joke about him being a MAGA, like, not funny. Like, I go, so like, but not funny doesn't equate job loss, right? And so then the other part of me went, oh, these guys just wanted you out. And so you finally gave them an out because this is a good topic. And then they brought him back and I went, well, fuck, maybe not. And then I go, no, maybe that could still be the case. But they realized the backlash was maybe going to produce a worse result for them. So they brought him back. There's all this, like I saw a couple people put this, thing up about this whole transaction that was happening that week between companies that are owned by, is it ABC that has Jimmy Kimmel, right? And
it is
all this shit. And so there was all these acquisitions happening and yada yada.
I was gonna say, right. So there was like they needed FCC approval.
Right. And the SEC would, be like, hey, it's overseen by Trump now. So it was just like, hey, do this. Right. They got what they wanted, and then they go like, I don't know. But either way, do I think he deserved to lose his job over the shit? No. Same thing with Charlie Kirk. I don't think he deserved to lose his life over that shit. But do I think they're in the wrong for firing him? I go, you as a company can do whatever the fuck you want. You still go back to like the private enterprise. You're setting a very public precedent of people, are you going to be able to compete for top talent in the future? Like, I just look at other layers of this. It's like, sure, you can give it to Jimmy Kimmel, but if I'm the next up, if I'm Shane Gillis, right? Like, let's say Shane Gillis is on fire right now, comedy-wise, and ABC then offers you a contract after him, you're Shane Gillis, you're going to go, fuck you, I'll go to YouTube. Like, you guys just fired him for making a late, it wasn't even a good joke, A. So if you're going to fire him for being bad at telling jokes. Don't fire him for making fun of this thing.
Right.
And especially because Shane Gillis is like an offensive comedian, quote unquote, like already, because, you know, he toes the line or whatever. So I think there isn't an upside for ABC other than maybe some financial transaction with some other company. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think
here's the other thing, bro, that I think even Charlie Kirk said, and I'm paraphrasing here, was like, yo, let people have and voice their opinion. Like, society will decide on what they want to do and what they don't want to do, right? And then it's just like, and then sometimes we'll make bad decisions, and then we'll overcorrect, and it's just like, but nobody should be sort of fired or worse yet, killed for their opinions.
You know, the fire part is tricky because I go, it's your network and you're allowed to have on whoever you want because he said it on air. Like, I would disagree, I think, if he said it in like a tweet, but he said it on your platform that you're paying him to perform on. And so I go, you're very well within your right as an enterprise to say, you did that during the time that I pay you, during our time. But dude, to play devil's advocate, I would say there's zero chance that people there didn't know that he was going to say that. Right? These late show things, those monologues aren't written by the host. There's cue cards up on what you're going to read. There's teleprompters. There's
somebody.
So someone wrote that joke that wasn't him. Almost never is, as a matter of fact, for late night, I know people who've worked on these shows. I've fucking listened to enough stuff and read enough stuff. Like, most of these monologues and these opening things and all that stuff are written by writers and never by the host. Almost never. Like, I'd be shocked if Jimmy Kimmel wrote any of that opening monologue, including that joke. Like, shocked. Because, as a matter of fact, every comedian you hear of that eventually makes it big would have told you, like, they started writing for, like, some late night show, at a point in time, right? So do you fire the writers? Do you fire the fucking editors for letting, like,
no, but
fire the producer?
I think that, I mean, and you could do all of that too, right? But again, like, this is the guy, that's the face, right? And so again, I don't necessarily disagree with ABC's right to fire him. I just go, all right, so then stand 10 toes on that shit. But then if somebody else hires Jimmy Kimmel and then steals your fucking ratings, shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. Yeah. No, I agree. I like, shut the fuck up. You know, like, you get to decide. And ultimately, the audience is the one that gets to decide.
That's right.
And it's funny, I think he's seen an uptick. No one watches late night anymore. And this is why I thought they just wanted an excuse to fire him. Nobody watches fucking late night TV anymore. We watch it in clips on YouTube and, you know, whatever, TikTok and Instagram, whatever goes viral in these. But no one sits here and goes like, 1 o'clock, let me turn on Jimmy Kimmel. You know, like, no one does, right? So I think I
would imagine someone does.
Like, yeah, but there's people above your fucking generation, right? It's going to be like Gen, whatever the one is above you. Like,
this is baby boomers.
Yeah. So, I could see you looking for an excuse to dismantle that, but I don't know. Who knows? He's back on air. I guess it's much ado about nothing at this point in time. Like, he's there. So
yeah, he was gone. Now he's back.
Fuck, night back. But yeah.
All right. Tell me about the guy who.
So there's this dude, man. A guy named Nick Yardy. I want to pull it up on my phone here to make sure. He had a little throuple situation going.
A throuple?
Yeah, he had his girlfriend, and then he had his girlfriend mama. And yo, you can't laugh because I'm not gonna be able to get this story. No, because I'm just going like, he's a YouTuber, which is also makes it funnier, bro. Whenever I hear a YouTuber and it's something super ratchet, it makes me question all of my life decisions. Because I'm like, man, I could have been ghetto like that. And then, you know, I lived the lifestyle that this guy lives for, you know, like, whenever you hear some fucking YouTuber does something wild and you're like, yeah, but that guy makes fucking $2 million a day to post ratchet videos.
Yeah.
Like, I could have been that.
I could have done that.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm ratchet deep down.
But then do you want to have relations with your mother-in-law?
Yo, so this guy knocks up his girlfriend and her mama at the same time.
In the same video.
So, yeah. Yo. Bro, can you imagine?
Listen, the mother
In the same video,
the mother-in-law gotta be hot, bro. Like really hot. Like
Do you think the mother has to be? So he announced this. So his 22-year-old adult entertainer girlfriend, Jade, so you were not wrong,
okay.
and her mom, Danny, who's 44.
Oh, not bad, not bad.
were
I mean,
pregnant.
if you're staying in shape at 44, right? Like that's not like too old.
No, I will withhold my opinion
Yeah.
on.
I don't want to see.
Do you not want to see? Are you sure?
I want to. All right, show me.
All right, show me. That's the name of the pod. So I'm gonna show you. That is the girl and her mama.
I gotta blow it up.
Yeah,
Hold on.
for
they're both-
research
But
purposes.
wait a minute, they're both pregnant.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
wait a
both
minute.
knocked up with his child,
So
allegedly.
okay. So what I'm looking at here is like
Yeah.
two white women.
Are they?
I believe,
I can't tell.
and a black gentleman.
They could be white, but they just came back from vacation.
They
Or that could just be.
and they're all smiles together, showing fucking the ultrasounds.
It looks like a dual baby shower. Fucking
Good for that guy.
yo. Then there's
Yo, kudos to the daughter for not being mad at her mom.
It's got to be fake, right? It's got to be a fake story. It's got to be like a clickbait story. Like we're doing this, but also I'm like, I don't know. I'm not sure if this is real, but it's funny enough to talk about.
It's real.
You think it's real?
Absolutely.
Like you think this guy knocked up?
Or one of them is jumping off the cruise.
Oh, yo, you hear this shit about this motherfucker that jumped off the cruise? I think it was in Puerto Rico too, bro, or somewhere in the Caribbean.
Was it after the Bad Buddy concert?
Yo, it might have been leading up to it. This motherfucker was at the casino, lost big. And then goes, and it has
On
it
the
on
boat?
credit. Yeah. And he goes, I'm not paying that shit back. The motherfucker jumps overboard. Or,
Yeah,
oh, bro.
what would it take? That's a great. What
Yo.
would it take for you
Yeah.
to just be on a cruise
Okay.
and then end it all?
Like, just jump off?
Just go like, fuck it. Like, because you jump off a cruise boat, boy, you're dead.
Right. Like depending on where
No
in the
one's
ocean you jump.
finding you, bro.
Yeah.
Now, if you jump off
And it's
when you first leave, that you good.
There's been certain people.
Could you disappear?
Fuck, man. So here's the thing. It's like I can see if I'm there with certain people, they could push me over the edge to jump over. But then, like, would I go on a cruise with them in the first place? Right? Like, you got to get me on there. And then at that point, I deserve whatever happens to me.
So what happened in the story?
But yeah, so homeboy, so allegedly owes money to the casino, jumps over. I got to get his name. Jumps off. They pick him up on like a jet
they
ski or
picked him
whatever.
up?
Yeah, they find him. That's what makes it fantastic.
So he didn't even do it right.
No. You can't even do that right. So
They can find him.
I'm gonna get. So they arrest a Jay Gonzalez Diaz after they say he jumped from a cruise
It's
ship.
definitely Puerto Rico.
Yo, don't laugh, bro. Why you gotta be racist, dog? I'm not even sure Puerto Ricans can swim. Why you gotta be motherfucker?
Nah, that's not true.
He's
They all can swim.
he jumped into the ocean during a U.S. Customs and Border Protection inspection at
Why?
the end of a week-long cruise ship around the Caribbean. So I've heard two versions of the story. One of them is that he won a lot of money and he didn't want to pay taxes on it. So he thought
so he jumped
taking
off.
cash would help him alleviate. Which again, I understand where he jumped from and where the ship was. I go, you can make it.
He can make it.
I get it. Then the other part
You only got to fight off like
the
3
gambling
sharks.
debt. Yeah. They're like, gambling debt. You think you could jump off, make it.
Yeah.
You know how confident you got to be to jump out in the fucking ocean and go, I'll make my way back home.
Yeah.
I'm not paying these guys shit.
I'm telling you, it had to be close to shore, right? Like they're pulling off and then you jump.
Yeah, no, it was something similar. It was like, I think it was going in. So it was right before they docked.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think he saw, like, he was like, yo, I owe these people money. I knocked up my girlfriend and her mom. She's definitely not going to be happy about this shit. Yo, that cruise ship liquor.
We are mixing stories.
That's why y'all got to stay away from that cruise ship liquor, bro, especially on Carnival.
It was the guy.
No good.
The guy knocked up the girl.
The guy
and
knocked
was-
up the girl. He
He
jumped
jumped
on
on the cruise
boat.
ship and made sure that Bad Bunny comes.
Yeah, and now his babies are retarded because he had to take Tylenol from the fucking fall. Shit is crazy out there, yo. Y'all gotta be careful. Protect yourself.
Yo, on that. Tell them where they can find us.
Probably not on the Carnival Cruise Line anytime soon, but at the Carnival.
Shout out to Carnival, goddammit.
Yo, yeah, for real. Unless y'all want to sponsor, then word up. We'll go on there. I love you guys, and we'll make drinks. Actually, we should do a partnership where we come up with the drinks on all your shit. We'll give it ratchet names. We might call one the Overboard, whatever. I don't know. You guys,
Call us up.
yeah, call us up, sleep on it, whatever. Anyway, at the Carbon Food Podcast on IG, at Carbon FP Pod on X, at Carbon Food Podcast on TikTok, the Carbon Food Podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and then all your favorite audio platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, Audible, Amazon Music, Geo7, Ghana, TuneIn, Stitcher, Podchaser, everything. Tell your smart devices to play us. Tell your not so smart devices to play us. Just everything. It'll get to us. It'll play a thing, and then you guys
tell
can
your
laugh
pizza
at.
man to play us.
Yeah, you guys can laugh at us. Clearly, Sean and I have taken a lot of Tylenol over our lifespan, and we're both vaccinated. So
It's possible that
it'll
we're
be
autistic.
entertaining as fuck, no matter what.
Yo, and as always, we appreciate you guys. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Thanks.
Bye.